Okay, so first off, I just want to point out, I just came back from the gym. My hair is super oily, but I'm not planning on washing it because I'm going to the beach after this with Darren. And if you don't know who she is a close friend of mine who is a YouTuber friend, but became one of my best friends recently. So from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about what happened between me and my husband. If you're new here, or if you don't know like the backstory of mine and Darren's relationship, we started to date back in I should have grabbed napkins. I didn't know what to wear to a video like this because didn't want to wear my bathing suit because I'm going to the beach, like I said, and so I'm literally wearing like my pajamas, a big t-shirt that I wear every night to bed. Didn't expect to cry that fast. Me and Darren started to date back in 2005. Oh my gosh, is this too soon to film? Gosh, I did not expect to cry just talking about our past. 2005, so we've been together for pretty much 15 full years. We were boyfriend and girlfriend for 3 years, and then we became engaged, and then we were engaged for 2 years, and then we became married in 2010, and we've been married ever since. We had kids young. I think it was 3 months into our relationship, and back in 2006 is when I got pregnant with Pualana, our oldest, and after that we like timed our pregnancies to be have the kids be every 4 years apart. Basically, that's just like the backstory of mine and Darren's relationship and how long we've been together. So I'm gonna get into, I guess, the story time of how I found out Darren was cheating on me. And before we get into this, out of respect for him, I did ask him if I could film this. I know a lot of videos I watch, I'm pretty sure these women or men don't necessarily ask the permission. I mean, I'm assuming, it doesn't look like it because, you know, they've been cheated on, and we do these videos, like, I'm not too sure if they even ask them for permission. I could be wrong, but since he is like the father of my children, I decided to ask permission for him because we obviously been together for so long that we're close, all our friends, with our families on both sides. So just, yeah, I asked him if it was okay to film this, and he basically said yes, that he deserved this, whatever I guess that means. Like, he feels like this is part of his punishment, and he's fine basically with me telling this story. I honestly was debating on telling this story because I don't like to put the bad parts of my life online. I don't like to remember the bad parts of my life, but things like this that happen, I just felt like it was time for me to be more open and raw with my audience, and if I film my life, I should be documenting everything. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the story time of how I found out that Darren was cheating on me. Today I'm filming this February 24th. I'm filming this the day before my birthday. I found out he cheated on me last week, just last week, Wednesday. When you're watching this, it's not February anymore. I wanted to film this during February, when it was still fresh in my mind, and then when I'm feeling like the actual emotions, because as time kind of heals you, and I wouldn't be feeling the same emotions. So I am behind on the vlogs. I was debating to upload this video before I catch up on my vlogs, but it just wouldn't make sense, and it would look so bad because I already like broke down crying while editing some vlog videos, because in these videos me and Darren are laughing and we're like just our normal selves, and it made me really sad to edit these videos, and I felt like I just need to get them all up and then I can put this video up, because if I put this video up and then after you see all these vlogs of us being happy, it just wouldn't make sense. So you're basically watching this probably like months later. Sorry, I did not write down a script or like keynotes to what I want to like speak on, so I'm kind of just like everything coming to my mind, I'm just speaking it. It was last week Wednesday I found out Darren was cheating on me. For weeks prior to that, I had this feeling, and I really think it was God telling me to check his Facebook Messenger. Basically, this isn't the first time Darren's cheated on me. I've forgiven him before. So I do have his Instagram on my Instagram, meaning like I get his notifications, so I can easily toggle between accounts, from my account to my business account and also to his account. I have that because it's just like reassurance in my mind. Like I'll get notifications, and when I would just like ask him questions, he'll be like, no, you saw the notification, right? You would get everything. So like that was the only thing, because of our what happened prior between us and how he cheated on me before. That was kind of like my security blanket, like my reassurance, just making sure like he wasn't talking to anyone. But I honestly would rarely ever like go onto his account. I rarely honestly ever would search through his phone, because it's been like 5 years since the last time he's cheated on me, and so I've already gained this trust back. I started to gain the trust back, and I start to trust him a lot more. So I honestly rarely ever checked his phone, and which is why I believe God was telling me to check his phone, because it's something I don't ever do. And it was so like prominent in my mind. It was so what is that word, detailed. Like Facebook Messenger just kept popping up in my head, like his Facebook Messenger. And for a while I just kind of like didn't give it a thought, but it kept coming up in my mind. And that's why I believe God was really looking out for me, and he wanted me to check his Facebook Messenger, because like I said, I rarely ever check his phone. So I went ahead and checked his Facebook Messenger, and I found messages he sent to a couple of women. Insert them here. He was talking to 2 different women, and basically you can just tell he erased the prior messages to hide his tracks. You can tell this wasn't the first time he was talking to them. So I did confront him about it, and he basically was saying nothing, it's nothing. I could just see his face, like I just know he was caught. I just know he was lying, like the way I could just feel it in my gut. And he slowly told me the detail. Like the thing with him is, every time I ask him questions, he wants to deny everything. And unless I keep asking the same questions, he finally ends up telling the truth. So it was really frustrating for me to talk to him because he just was not giving me the truth from the start, and he just kept saying it's nothing, it's nothing. They messaged me first, then come later to find out like he actually messaged them first. He's been talking to them since January, and this message just comes between like two big dates, meaning like it's literally like days after Valentine's Day. He messages these two girls, and it's like days before my birthday, so it's like I feel like very stupid and foolish because my Valentine's Day post was basically me bragging about how much my husband loves me, how much he caters to me, and how good of a man and husband he is. And then days later he messages someone else, and it's just so sad because it's like tomorrow is my birthday. I was really looking forward to my birthday. Oh gosh, I'm a mess. It's a really sucky feeling. Being cheated on is super unfortunate that this had happened, and it was again. I talked to my mom and she wanted me to make sure I don't like post anything. I haven't on Instagram or Facebook or any of my social medias. I haven't posted anything. I just only been archiving all of our photos on Instagram, basically privating my like album of me and him on Facebook, and I just been like taking off him in my like bios because I would normally write like Mrs. and then at his name, or I only been doing that. I honestly, I don't know what to do. My mom was asking me if like what I feel, and I'm just like, I feel like this time I need to separate from him. She was mentioning to me when I was telling her this, that, you know, like, it's really unfortunate because you're not only losing your husband, she's like, you're losing your best friend, and I 100% agree with that. Darren is truly my best friend, and we have so much fun together. I just don't know why he cheats on me. I got my eyelashes done, and they're probably gonna be super crispy and hard because the salt, my dears. Get it together. I'm making jokes because I'm normally like a silly person, and this is just how I have to cope. I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna make jokes, so bear with me. If you're wondering like what is how is he doing, or if you're wondering like what has he said, he's basically been very apologetic. He keeps telling me sorry and how much he loves me and how much he doesn't want to lose me. He acts like he wants to work this out, but I just feel like this time I have to stand my ground, and I have to like tell him no this time. We're both sad. I don't know why he is. He knew what he was doing. Like, it frustrates me because he acts very I don't want to say he acts like as if he's faking it. He honestly looks really sad himself. He talks about how he can't really work right now, like he just wants to stay home with me, but it's just so dumb because it's like you need to go to work. He does cry to me and just keeps telling me he's sorry, that he's just dumb and he doesn't know why he did it and blah 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 blah. The reason why I feel like I need to be strong this time is because I gave him chances before. I forgave him, you know. I forgave him more than once, and I don't hold it over his head. I don't constantly remind him of it. I do still get hurt even from the past ones, and I break down from time to time and I cry about it. A lot of things trigger these emotions. Just him glancing at another woman, it triggers it, and it brings me back to when he cheated on me. So this time around, it's like I gave you so much chances, but he still doesn't learn his lesson, and I don't understand, because it's like I could never do anything like that to him. The thought of me, it's just, that's the difference between me and him, is I feel like he doesn't feel guilty during the time he's doing these things. He doesn't really think of me, and it just really sucks, because for myself, I can't even think of that. For myself, I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying like I've never checked out another guy while we're together, but I've never acted on these thoughts. I know that every couple checks out someone else, might have a thought of someone else in another way when they shouldn't, but for him it's like he acts on them, and for myself, I could never act on them. There are a lot of instances when I could have, and I do get like DMs from guys. I do get hit on even in real life, and I tell Darren every single detail of like what happens and what people write. I am an open book, and I want to let him know how honest and open I am with him, that I tell him every single detail. I don't know, I can't, for myself, I could never do what he does. Like I could never sexually like do something with someone else, because that's not my husband. I would feel so guilty, but I don't. It's just not him, so I would never do it. That's how much my love for him is. I think we're gonna end this video here. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I didn't practice or anything. Right now, I don't really have a place to stay besides where we live. We live in his parents' studio. The kids go to school very close to our house. I can't just uproot them and like move back to the Big Island where my parents are. I don't have like family really that I can stay on this side of the island with. Most of his family is from this side. My sisters, who I probably would want to move with, they both live in the mainland. One lives in Vegas, one lives in Oregon. So I honestly don't know what to do. I just told him that he needs to go on the other side of the house where our older kids' room is, and I stay in the studio by myself. Darren's mom is home today. Out of all the days I wanted to make this video, she's home. She's usually at work, but she said she had a headache. We haven't told the kids yet that daddy will be staying in their room on the other side of the house, and then I will be staying here. But by the time you watch this, we would have told the kids already. I'm trying to figure out like I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna stay here until I figure out financially what I can do, because I just got used to the fact of being like a stay-at-home mom. I work from home, but Darren had suggested, like prior to this whole situation, he suggested I start to slow down on my baking, and I really expressed that feeling to him too, because it was very overwhelming when we were saving for our Disney trip. I was like not getting any sleep, so I expressed to him that I think I'm gonna slow down on baking, and he would just always tell me like, don't bake, you don't need to bake. So I honestly was just getting used to the idea of me not working as much as I normally do. I like to work, but I was just getting used to the idea because he was telling me, you know, you don't have to work, you don't have to bake. And yeah, so financially I need to figure out, I think I'm gonna try to find a job, because baking was it's more like a side job. I was able to financially do it because I had the luxury of having a husband who was paying for most of everything, and I would bring in like that extra income. I don't know what the future holds for us. Some days I think I can brush it under the rug again like I did prior, and I feel like I've been through the same emotions and I know how to cope with them, but I think I should be strong this time. I think I should stand my ground and not give in. It's really hard because I'm so used to just being with him. I'm so comfortable just being with him. I can't still picture myself with another person, and sometimes I just want to give in and just forgive him and just be with him again. But I can't let him keep doing this to me. I have to find myself and love myself. There's like a chance of like us possibly getting back together in the future, but I think I need to have this freedom in my life to really find myself, to love myself, to figure things out, and to just make sure I stand my ground this time. I don't want you guys to hate Darren. I don't want you guys to find his social medias and bash him. I don't expect you to. Like, my channel is fairly small, but he did mention he wants to delete his social medias because he said if I were to get another guy, like, he can't stand the fact of seeing that. I want to just say that Darren's a really good dad. He's a really good daddy. He is a really good friend. He is my best friend. We have so much fun together. Darren did take care of me so well. Like I said, I was very spoiled by him, like breakfast in bed type of stuff, and I would have girls' nights and he would drive me and pick me up because I hate driving home alone at night, especially. And Darren does a lot of things for me, and a lot of people would like, especially my parents and everyone, like, they're like, you are so spoiled by him. The only flaw in him is that he gives into these sexual thoughts, and the only bad thing is he cheats. But other than that, he does make me feel loved. Even though like this happens, I don't feel loved because of it. But on a day-to-day before this, you know, I felt really loved. I felt really taken care of. He's just an overall great guy. It's just the bad thing is he just cheats. I know that sexual addiction is a thing and it's a problem, and he mentioned like he thinks he might need help, but I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to share my story and document. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. My life is just crazy.